So when it comes to starting a nonprofit, whether it be specifically for women veterans or just for veterans in general, people need to understand the backside of everything that goes with starting a nonprofit. A nonprofit, the title is nonprofit, but it is still a business, and you have to have a plan in place in order for that business to be successful. Now, the majority of American businesses, within 3 to 5 years, most of them fail, and it's either due to a lack of planning, a lack of finances, or a shift or change in economy, things of that nature. But specifically when it comes to women veterans, I hear a lot of women veterans saying they want to start a nonprofit for women veterans. Well, there are already a good number of nonprofits already in existence for women veterans, and there really isn't anything new or that's not already being offered that another nonprofit would add to the community. My thing is, right now, the woman veteran nonprofit community is not supported by women veterans. So instead of starting a nonprofit, why don't you volunteer, work with, help out the nonprofits that are already in existence? And so when I say that, sounds hard, but really, it's not. Veteran organizations, we're running programs, there are services. Some of them are very underutilized. And then one of the first challenges people run into when they start a nonprofit is that, where's the money supposed to come from? You thought because your nonprofit said veteran that people were going to give into it? Well, let's just be realistic about what the numbers are. And you can go to Department of Labor, you can go to the Pugh Research Center for information. Veteran organizations are one of the least charitable one of the least areas that people are charitable for in the United States. There are people that will give to their dogs, will give to their wills, will give to starving children over in Africa, whatever, over in India before they will give to veterans. So I think it's something like 60% of veteran organizations don't bring in more than $50,000 of financial support a year. More than 80% of veteran-owned nonprofits or veteran-run nonprofits don't receive more than $100,000 in support every year. The majority of our nonprofits don't bring in enough charitable contributions or enough donations, enough in-kind donations. We don't get enough deposits from the community in order to effectively run it. So what is your goal in starting another nonprofit, and how are you going to fund it? You think your family members and friends are going to keep giving to you? Wonderful. They're not. Eventually that gets tired, because like anyone else, when you're giving your money, you want a return on your investment. So people will give to you to help you get started, sure, but they're not going to help you sustain or maintain your organization, especially when it relates to a nonprofit. So you have to have a really solid business plan. So if you have not done a veteran business program like the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, they host programs that teach about entrepreneurship and business ownership, which covers nonprofits. There's the Jim Moran Institute. They have a great business program for veterans that teaches about entrepreneurship. At the end of the day, there's the Small Business Administration. There's SCORE. There's a Small Business Development Centers across the United States. Don't just willy-nilly start a non-veteran organization because a nonprofit veteran organization because you think that the one idea, the one change you want to see is going to be contributed towards. No, how about you get in there, volunteer, spend some time with other nonprofits and get your ideas working for their organization so that they can improve, they can grow, and that support is then combined, and you'll have a bigger impact on the community. The other thing about women veterans wanting to start a nonprofit is that somehow they think the percentage of women veterans is going to be there to support their nonprofit, and it's not. While we're at about the 2 million women veterans in the United States, what's little known, because most people don't do the research, is that the majority of women veterans who served during World War II in the Vietnam era. So as those veterans, continue to leave Earth or, transition away from Earth, they're dying, they're passing away. While there are more women serving today, our numbers of women serving today still don't match their numbers. So the number of women veterans in our nation is going down, like the overall number is going down. There are more women serving today, but overall we're losing as many women veterans as we are getting new women veterans into the system. So there's a balance. So unless you find, when you think about it, 2 million women is not a lot. I'm impacted by autoimmune disorder. 4 million people have my autoimmune disorder. There's twice as many people in America with my autoimmune disorder than there are women veterans in America. So where exactly do you think the support is going to come from for your women veteran organization? So instead of starting a new one, I would say support those that are out there. Most of us that are out here, we don't get a lot of support from the general community, let alone women veterans themselves. So you want to start a nonprofit for women veterans? Great. I hope you have a plan in place because you're going to need it.